Dun, 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 dun. It's Ari and Jolly's TV. I'm Ariel.
And I'm Jamika.
Nice to meet you guys.
Hey, guys.
So, today we are here to talk about the topic of black hair. Obviously, we are black.
No, I'm caramel, but you know.
And I'm Coco Moco. No, just kidding. So a little story about us. We're from the Virgin Islands. We've been friends since we were 2 years old. And we've decided to have a little YouTube channel. Just, speaking about topics that we really talk about on a day-to-day basis. And we go through on a day-to-day basis. So hope you guys like it.
Enjoy.
Alright, so Jamika, black hair. What do we have to say about that?
Well, as you guys can see, I am full of nothing but naps, but that's okay. I have embraced it. And Ariel is transitioning.
I am transitioning to natural for the fifth time?
For the fifth time.
But this time is serious because I started in January 29th. So July 29th will make 6 months that I'll be natural, honey. Well, halfway natural.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of want to start a little bit about the history, our history with black hair. So, when we were younger, growing up in the Virgin Islands, it's a little different from growing up in the States. We had natural hair. Our parents, our grandparents, everybody had natural hair, and they would braid it when we were younger to go to school and things like that. Nothing was ever an issue. I mean, there would be little, comments about another girl having quote unquote good hair or something like that, but it wouldn't really affect us like how it's affecting us today. And Jamika, did you have the same experience?
Yeah, until my mom put a perm in my hair at 8.
Wow, 8 years old. I think I was 8 too or 9. I think it was 4th grade, and she did it by herself, which completely broke off our hair, and it was like, oh my gosh, because like our hair was too hard to manage or too hard to handle.
Too kinky.
Yeah, too kinky, and they just didn't feel like braiding it anymore. And it was kind of like a rite of passage. I mean, everybody had their hair straightened.
Yes.
Like when they were young.
Everyone and their mom.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. And it was just kind of something that we did. It wasn't, going through my mind as a child, I didn't really think like, oh my god, I have bad hair, I need to relax it. It was just something everybody did like when they got a little older. But I went back natural after my hair broke off because I had no choice because I didn't have any hair after that. And I think I straightened my hair in 6th grade for good. What about you?
So my mom put a perm in my hair at 8. I used to cry to comb my hair, and she put a perm in it, and I had a perm from then until I was 20.
Wow.
Yeah, I started my transition in it was 2013. It was my junior year in college. So I started my transition, which lasted about 6 months, and then I decided to do the big chop that I did at home.
Whoa.
Yes. The thing is, this is how it all went down. So I was getting ready to go to the club one night.
The club?
The club.
Oh my god.
And my sister wanted to play hairstylist. So she was like, oh, you just have these stringy ends, come and cut it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm game. So I sat down in the kitchen. Everyone knows about the kitchen. Doing it in the kitchen. So I sat down in the kitchen and my sister got to snipping. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to be cute. I'm going to have this nice, good hair. And I looked in the mirror.
Oh, God. Oh, mirror on the wall.
All I could do was I was like, what the heck? I was like, give me my hair back.
Oh,
I was about to do my own sewing with my hair that she cut off. I was like, oh my goodness. And I went to the club. And my friends laughed at me. I put a little bandeau on with a little flower.
I didn't laugh.
Yes, you did. You.
Moving on.
Well, lo and behold, yes, I did do that. The next day, I went to the hairstylist like I was supposed to do and got a proper trim, and then I put a color in so that I can give me a nicer texture. and I still had to cut my hair again. So I did like two or three big chops because of the color that I used in my hair. So that was my little transition in phase. I was ugly. I was ugly for about, I would say about a year and a half because my hair was short. So I guess I wasn't pretty. But yeah, so that was the transition, and here I am here now. My hair is wrapped up. It can finally go in a bubble. I can wrap it around like 2, 3 times.
Really
Yes.
long. It's really long. It's really long. That's the shirt. That's
Damn.
You know, Jamaica, I'm glad you brought that whole natural hair journey up because a lot of people don't know the journey. I think now they just look at end results. Like they look at Instagram and they see the girls with the loose curls and things and think that's gonna be them, but we have to understand that everybody's hair is not the same. It's not the same texture. It's not gonna come out the same. And I feel as though, and this happened to me because when I was going natural, I looked at Jamaica's hair because it's actually really long, but it's wrapped up. I was like, what? I could do this, I could do this. I was so fixated on the end result. I was fixated on what curl pattern what was gonna be my hair, and that's another problem. Curl patterns, whether you're a 4A, 4B, 4C.
I don't know what I am. I'm just natural.
Exactly. I feel as though the natural hair community is so fixated on, oh my gosh, what if I'm a 4C? Like, oh my gosh. And like, where does all this stem from, Jamaica? Because it did not come out of the air. We did not just pull this information or these concepts out of the air. Where did it come from?
It's funny that you said that because a few years back, Chris Rock came out with a good hair documentary in 2009. And that idea came from the fact that his 8-year-old daughter asked him one day, Dad, why don't I have good hair? Why is my hair not like the girl at School Zone? So, and the funny thing is, it starts from so young. We see, people of different cultures and different races with a different type of hair, but we as African Americans have to realize that this is what we were born into. You can't change who you are. You know what I'm saying? But, back to what I was saying, he did a whole documentary on what good hair is and the social constructs that comes along with African American women and good hair. Because you're not, Caucasian, European, Hispanic, Latino, because you don't have that type of hair, that does not mean you don't have what's supposed to be called good hair. You have, first of all, you have hair. Not everyone has, I don't mean to be funny, but honestly, not everyone is endowed with hair, period. So, you need to be thankful for the fact that you do have hair, and we were born into this. This is not just something that we, bought from a store. You have to embrace the fact that this is the type of hair that you have. And, actually, looking at the documentary, it opened my eyes to a lot of things, from the relaxer, the relaxer in the documentary, if I recall correctly, the relaxer kind of it formed like a chemical like thing in the scalp. It was like a greenish color, I remember, and it just shows you the damages that it has on the scalp. That's chemicals. That's chemicals that you're putting. That's exactly. That's a cream crack that you're putting in your scalp. And I can't be mad at my mom for putting the cream crack in my hair. That's what she wanted to do at that time. I didn't really have a choice at the time. But now that I can make my own decisions, I'm not downing anyone that do partake in the cream crack. But I mean, with having my own choice, and freedom now, I won't, I wouldn't go back to it, to be quite honest. Good hair, I feel, like I said, it's a social construct of what you're supposed to have in terms of texture in just America. I'm not even talking about in America. It's just a social construct as to the type of hair you should have that makes you pretty. Because your hair does not have loose curls or waves, that does not limit how beautiful you are as an individual, physically or internally. So I think that as a human race, we have to break down those constructs, because it limits us as a people.
It does, and we can understand why girls or even males can feel the way they feel if they have the quote unquote kinky, nappy, what they say, hair. Because I mean, even for me, if we graduated in 2014 out of college. When I went on an interview, it was no way I was gonna wear, my natural hair out, because you actually have to think about these things. Interviews, you have to think about dating, you have to think about how your hair is gonna come out when you go out to the club. You have to think about how you're gonna look at work, how your coworkers are gonna judge you. I mean, all of this information is filtering in your mind. It's like, I really can't wear my natural hair. Like, we as black women cannot truly be ourselves, because we always have to tone down the blackness. Like, oh my gosh, the interview person might think I'm too black if I wear my natural hair. Like, maybe if I wear my hair like this, more straight, a more Europeanistic looking, maybe I might get a better chance of getting a job. I mean, that's the nitty gritty truth. Like, this is not coming out of anywhere. This is the truth. Right. And I'm sure you have to consider this when you have your natural hair as well, Jamaica.
Yeah, like the famous wash and goes that I thought
wash and fro.
Listen.
But so what, right? So what if we have a fro?
The shrinkage was real.
And that's just fine, because that shows us we have thick hair. That's all it is. It's thick hair. I mean.
And then it goes back to that construct. It's like, if you don't have long, flowy hair, then you're not beautiful. So that's why I think a lot of African Americans, they see shrinkage as such a big deal. Like, oh, my hair is going to shrink if I do a wash and go. I can't do a wash and go. Because of that construct that, if you don't have that hair, you're not beautiful. But my hair, I try to do wash and goes. I do try. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. We have to start saying it. Even if we don't believe it firsthand, you have to start by saying it. After you say something more than 7 times, it is a proven fact that you'll start believing it. I mean, you have to think that way, because if you keep on saying, oh my God, look at her hair, it's shrinking. Oh my God, my hair is so ugly because it's a Brillo pad or whatever the case may be.
Coconut oil, that will cure that. It cures anything. Your husband, your car, your legs, your hair, your teeth, everything. Your food, use coconut oil.
You can cook that with the food too. You can.
Yeah.
It's true. And that's natural products. We're not putting chemicals in our hair. You use honey. My friend uses olive oil and apple cider vinegar.
Avocados.
All these natural stuff that are good for your hair. It does not matter how short, how long, how flowy, how shrinkage your hair is. As long as you have healthy hair, that's really all we need to worry about. And we suffer from the same challenges as the next black girl. And it might not even be a black girl. I mean, some white girls have like the kinky hair, and they might be mixed with European Scottish blood, because my coworker's daughter, she kind of has black looking hair. But I mean, they have to figure out how to deal with that, as well as we have to figure out how to deal with it as well. And how we deal with it is by putting on different hairstyles, doing different things with our hair. Like, what hairstyle do you like the most?
Actually, I just found a new one. It was a wrap. So what I did is I folded the wrap. So let's say it's shaped in a square. I folded it this way so it looks like a triangle. I tied it around, and then I wrapped the what was left of the wrap, I wrapped it around in a twist, and I twisted it around in a knot. But my hair on top was a fro. It was so cute.
Oh my God.
That's my new favorite
so
go-to.
Was it a scarf or something?
It was like a scarf. It was a scarf, tied it, twisted around, and wrapped it in a knot.
Oh, wow.
And I wore it like big earrings. It was so cute with the fro. I mean, you probably can do it like a this, but no. Yeah. I did it like a fro at the top. It was so cute.
You must look like an African queen.
Yes, Nubian.
Royalty. Hello. But I mean, seriously, you have to find ways to make things work. I mean, that's with everything. That's with school. That's with work. That's with the real world out here. You just have to find what works for you. And changing your identity and trying to bleach your skin, put bleach in your hair, because that's really what the relaxer is. We're not saying people who have the relaxers are bad.
We're making ourselves less black by trying to do all of that.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
And at the end of the day, you will forever be black. It doesn't matter what you do.
Whether you perm your hair, whether you get a silk press, It don't matter. What do you put? That nice 24-inch Brazilian, that Peruvian, that Malaysian, that Mongolian.
Girl,
you're black.
You're black.
Whether you're caramel or you're dark chocolate,
Cocoa mocha,
you're black.
You're black. So just be happy. I know it's easier said than done to say that you're black because we go through being black every day, and it's not a bad thing. Yes, it may come with some trials and tribulations, but we have to work through. That's what shows our character, and that's what shows that we're strong. You have to work through whatever is going on, because when you start internalizing these things, saying you're ugly, this and that, this and that, you will do anything that you think is in your power to change yourself, and at the end of the day you will still be the same person. As much as plastic surgeries you have, as much as anything, you will be the same person internally. So this was our take on black hair. I hope you guys liked it. Hope you do too. And subscribe to our channel.
Come back for more.
Bye.
Toodles.